Has never won a race at Riverside. Maybe he needs a little advice.
I won my first race here back in 1983. In order to win here today, you got to keep your act together, stay on the race course, and have good pit stops all day long.
If the leader ever gets away from you here, it's kind of like a fox hunt. If the dog don't see the fox, he ain't going to hunt it.
Dale, if you really want to learn how to get around this racetrack, just follow me.
Western 500 is brought to you by Purolator, the first name in builders. For pure oil now and pure oil later, it's Purolator. And by Dye. For the ride of your life, it's got to be a Dye. And by the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Welcome to one of the most famous racetracks in the entire world of motorsports. I'm Dave Despain, and in our annual live coverage of the Winston Western 500 stock car race, this track is always as big a story as the famous drivers and the fast cars. You see, over the years, all the greats from all the great racing series have come here. Indy cars, stock cars, Formula One, Can-Am, Trans Am. They've all raced at Riverside, and this is the only place in the world that can make that claim. Riverside has been the launching pad for careers. Men like Dan Gurney and Mark Donahue launched their careers with victories here. And from the stock car ranks, Bill Elliott and Ricky Rudd both won their first race at Riverside. But Riverside has also ended careers and lives. The souls of old Joe Weatherly and European giant Rolf Stomlin rest out there somewhere. And then there's the death of this racetrack itself. After 3 glorious decades, Riverside is finally going to close. That's one of the stories we'll be following today on our live coverage of the historic 27th and final running of the Winston Western 500. Now let's meet our TBS Sports broadcast team, and we'll start with the guy who gets rid of his rookie stripe after a great job at Rockingham 2 weeks ago. Down on pit road, let's go to Pat Patterson.
Thank you, Dave Despain. And on pit road is Jeff Bodine. Now, he's no stranger to victory lane. He's on the pole for this one today. Jeff, how do you go about attacking this track?
Well, cautiously, but you've got to go after it. A lot of good drivers back through here, a lot of good cars. We all like road racing. It's a challenge. It's fun to us. So it's no picnic out there, but this Levi Garrett car's been running good. And hopefully we can keep it up front all day and pull in this victory lane up here.
Okay, Jeff Bodine on the pole now. My partner on the pit road is Jerry Garrett, and he's on the other side of the pole.
We're here with Ricky Rudd, and this has been a good track for Ricky over the years, and you feel like it's going to be a good one for you today, Ricky?
Well, we hope so. You know, you got to have a lot of luck out here at Riverside, keeping everything going for the full 500 kilometers. But we've got a real good car in this Motorcraft 4, and I feel like we've got a car that's good enough to win.
Okay, well, good luck to you today, Ricky. Well, let's go back up topside now to the man who will call all the action today, our Ken Squire.
Thank you, Jerry. What a lovely day for a race. Temperature in the 70s, blue skies, not a sign of rain. But rain was the story earlier this week in Southern California. Torrential downpours have created a situation where, after 2 days of drying, you get about 3 or 4 feet off the track, and it's a dust condition. You get about 10 feet off the track, and you can be mired in a swamp right down to your quarter panels. You really need to stay on top of this 2.6-mile facility all day. A guy that can speak to that and will throughout the day is 19-time Winston Cup winner Buddy Baker.
Well, I tell you what, I've been in the garage area, and every driver here would like to win the last 500 here at Riverside. It's going to be a tremendous race, and every man here would like to be in the record books as a winner.
Thank you, Buddy. Our Winston Cup expert, Johnny Hayes, is back with us today. How do you see it?
Well, Ken, a lot of changes are coming up next year. Driver changes, crew member changes. I think you all know that there's a lot of big egos in this sport. And it goes without saying, everybody's going to try to prove that they are the key to the team this year. It's going to be awful embarrassing if Ricky Rudd goes out next year and someone else comes in that car and starts winning and he doesn't run well. So all these teams are going to try to run good today to prove that I was the magic of this team.
Let's go to Dave Despain at the STP Pit Center.
One of the things these fans will be watching here today, Ken, is the battle for the Winston Cup points. Still a lot of money up for grabs. But at the top of the heap, Dale Earnhardt has already locked up the championship, and he is certainly going to be out there charging today. He has something yet to prove this year. If he can win this race and the final race of the season at Atlanta, he can tie the modern record for single-season victories. Watch for Earnhardt to be on the charge. En route to the front, he's going to have to get around old Bill Elliott. In the second half of this season, Bill has come alive. That team has been rejuvenated, reorganized, and Elliott is definitely going to be very much a factor here today. He's looking for his third straight win. There's a good look at Bill from Dawsonville. He learned to race out there on the back roads in North Georgia, and so he's got a certain wealth of experience that he brings here to Riverside. Now we want to move down and talk to a guy that a lot of people think might be a dark horse to win this race. Done a lot of testing here, and it's not the traditional kinds of testing. He starts from third. Let's go to Pat Patterson, who's with Rusty Wallace.
Well, this is a man who loves to throw the car around out here, and when it really heats up, Rusty gets going. Rusty, what are you going to do here today at Riverside?
I'm just going to run hard all day long and try to save the brakes, save the transmission. It's a long race out here. Expect a lot of cars to jump out and lead real quick. Jeff's real strong. I expect him to jump out, but I just got to play my cool. You know, we won the first road race up in Watkins Glen, and we're going to try to win this again. This is the same car we had up there. It's running well. And that Blue Max Kodiak team sure does need another win, and this would be a nice place to get it.
Well, Rusty's right behind the pole sitter, Jeff Bodine, as they get ready to fire him up at Riverside. Back to you, Dave.
As the crowd is on, we're just about set to get underway here. Those engines will be coming to life momentarily, and as you can see, it is a lovely day after all the rain here. Let's get back up top.